pleasure to be here to update you all on all the exciting initiatives we have going on in Headwater in Nevada. I will be making some forward-looking statements. Please take the appropriate caution. So by way of a little bit of background here, Headwater is an exploration company focused on exploring for high-grade gold in the western U.S. with a specific focus on the state of Nevada. We've been listed for a little over 2 years now. We're listed on the CSE under the symbol HWG. And we spent about a 2.5 year period privately before that, as Eric mentioned, assembling a large portfolio of projects. Since then, we've been actively exploring these with a lot of early success. We've also managed to keep the share count relatively manageable with just about 62 million shares outstanding now, of which reporting insiders still control about a third of. We also have Newmont as a key shareholder with a 9.9% interest in the company, which is part of a broader strategic alliance deal that I'll address in a moment here. But this has set us up for continued success. We've got about $3 million in the bank right now, a very attractive market cap of only $10 million at present, which I think is a great entry point for anybody interested in the sort of work we're doing right now. We also have a very low burn rate. A lot of this is by virtue of our alliance with Newmont, where we operate exploration on 4 earn-in projects on their behalf. We collect a management fee of 10%, and as a result, have a very low burn rate. And while we're operating over the last year or so, we've been effectively cash flow neutral with our management fee covering all of our corporate overhead costs. So that's a great business model, especially in a market like this where we don't have to continually go to the market to raise money. So as in all business, it's all about the people involved here. The company was founded by myself and Alistair Waddell, our chairman. We met each other while we both worked for Kinross Gold and had always talked about potentially starting a junior company, and it ended up being Headwater Gold. Our specific goal is to find world-class deposits that the major mining companies want to buy and build in a jurisdiction where they want to build mines. And to that end, we've built, I think, truly a world-class team of explorers all the way down from the board to the technical people on the ground. We brought on some very well-known capital markets names at the board level, giving us a well-rounded board of directors that can really take the company in any direction we need to take it. But also the technical team on the ground is truly world-class too. Some very well-known names here, including Brent Cook on the technical advisory team. And this really has been a large part of our success so far. So what are we doing? We're exploring for one particular type of gold deposits in the western U.S., high-grade epithermal vein systems. There's many examples of world-class vein systems in Nevada that are household names for many of you. The Midas, Sleeper, Aurora, Comstock mines, which were very, very valuable, high-grade, large underground epithermal mines. And we think there's more of them. So we're using a fairly straightforward exploration approach, but very systematic, looking for buried blind epithermal veins, using a specific set of technical criteria. And again, this is already being proved to work for us, where we have several projects advancing into the discovery stage. They're very exciting. So this right here is the current snapshot of our portfolio of projects. As you see, we have a large portfolio of projects. This is critical to our business model. We're not a pure project generator company, but we're also not a traditional junior explorer where we continually dilute to advance projects and then continue to promote them and raise additional capital. We're somewhere in between. We call ourselves a hybrid company that really tries to take the best of both worlds and attract high-quality major mining companies as partners in well-structured deals to advance exploration in a subset of the portfolio, while at the same time keeping a subset of the portfolio 100% owned to advance ourselves with self-funded exploration where we see the most value that we can create for shareholders. So this mix sort of results in minimizing dilution and financing risk, which especially in current market conditions is a significant risk, while also still providing leverage to shareholders for 100% upside on our exploration success. So one of the key things that we've accomplished to pursue that business model was bring in Newmont as an earn-in partner under an agreement where they took on 4 of our projects as earn-in projects, where they fund exploration in a staged earn-in process all the way to pre-feasibility. So we are carried all the way to pre-feasibility with a carried 25% interest plus a royalty at the end. And you'll see here, I won't walk through the details of the structure on all of these, but you will see there's significant dollar amounts required for them to earn their interest. At Spring Peak, which I'll be talking about next, there's a $15 million US exploration expenditure requirement for them to earn an initial 51%. If they don't spend that 15, they don't earn any interest. After that, they have to spend an additional 40 million US to earn up to 65%, and then take us all the way to that PFS. So I think you can see here, there's still, even on the partner-funded side, a tremendous amount of value retained for our shareholders with continued success on these projects. And Spring Peak is one that we're demonstrating ongoing continued success. Although it still is fairly early days in this new discovery, we've got continued high-quality results coming out of this. As soon as last week, or 2 weeks ago, we put out the latest batch of drill results from our last year's drilling, which looks pretty good. So Spring Peak is located in the Walker Lane of Nevada, well-known district, and it's immediately adjacent to a very large past-producing high-grade vein system called Aurora. This produced a couple of million ounces of very high-grade underground mineable veins, mostly in the early 1900s and late 1800s. This was exposed at surface, but our thesis here was that there's additional veins to be discovered undercover at depth. We put together a large land position just off to the south and began exploring that. And last year, in the first program funded in that Newmont earn-in agreement, we drilled about 4 holes into a target where we made a discovery. We call it the Disco Zone. And this year came back with about 8,500 meters of drilling and drilled 20-some more holes into that target area with continued success. So this is what we just released about a week ago, the latest batch of drill results. As you can see, we've taken this thing from what was last year, just one section of drilling through the main zone here. And this year we drilled about 20 holes over about 500 meters of strike extent and have hit the zone in basically every hole and continued to demonstrate that there's high-grade mineralization within there. And some of the recent holes that we put out are showing that it's also open in all directions, including up dip. There's a couple of holes from this last batch of results that are really at the top of the drill pattern, but still very attractive and attractive grades and widths with roughly 40 meters of a mineralized zone from 1.5 grams to 2 grams. But importantly, that contains a higher grade component in the core of it. We're talking 3.5 to 4 meters of around 9 grams per ton in the core of that. So it's still pretty early days here, but the widths and grades could support potential open pit mining. It's still about 200 meters from surface and room to grow up dip, or these are underground grades and widths potentially as well. So still pretty early days, a lot of drilling to do to see what the true size and scale potential is here, but we do have a kilometer scale structure that seems to be mineralized everywhere that we've drilled it, and we're going to continue to chase this along strike and are working with our partners Newmont to fund this. So I think it's a pretty attractive setup for continued success here. And there's more to the story as well in this district. We've also put together another land package on the north side of the Aurora complex. We call it Lodestar. And we brought that relatively quickly into a standalone separate deal with Newmont. We did a lot of targeting work out there this year and are in the permitting process to drill that late 2024 this year. So that'll be another potential target area that we're looking to advance in the short term. So hopefully I've made the point here that we're an experienced team with in a great jurisdiction with a lot of expertise in one particular deposit type that we're exploring with a partner that allows us to execute our business model, large portfolio of projects, and a lot of activity on the ground. We've drilled, last year alone, we drilled, I think, 17,000 meters in 4 different projects in 2 different states. And we're just digesting the latest batches of drill results now from those programs, but are gearing up for another very busy year. A lot of exciting things to come. So thank you very much.